All right. All right, welcome to We Do Games.
All right.
That is Mexico. In my frontal region, Sawyer Champagne.
Oh, it came out. It came out.
It came back again. Welcome, everybody, to me region, Devin. So the predictions that we are doing here are for the Game Awards of 2018, which will be happening this next coming week, December 6th, I believe. So if you don't know, usually there are big announcements. Well, semi-big announcements. They've gotten bigger over the years that are for video games that are coming out. So these are some of the predictions. These are from IGN. Prediction number 1 is that we will see a little bit of Metroid Prime 4. So this prediction is based off the fact that I think it was Game Awards. Oh, no, it wasn't. That was at E3 where they showed their Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, that was E3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, so Nintendo, they love to come playing at the Game Awards. Last time they showed off Zelda. Actually, a couple times they showed off Zelda. And they showed off Bayonetta 3 last year. And there was and Bayonetta 1 and 2. And there was some other one as well. Anyways, so Nintendo loves the show. They like to show things during this time of year just to remember, hey, Nintendo's got games coming. And it's a good time to do it, I think. So, Metroid Prime 4, do you guys think this is a possibility? All we've seen is a title. It's got to show sometime.
Yeah, there'll be something.
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah. Why is that? What do you think?
If I remember right, we've already seen quite a bit of Zelda before that. It was never their main
we
gameplay.
Showed some Zelda, but yeah.
And so they've always shown gameplay. They've always
Before
shown
they
the
went
game
into thing.
So I think it's more likely we see more Smash stuff, considering Smash comes out.
Yeah.
But like same
We'll
day
definitely see
or
Smash.
I feel like it is likely we might see even because there is like the DLC. It could be showing like another DLC character other than Piranha Plant, the next one.
Please not be another Piranha Plant.
Piranha Plant is weird as crap, but I kind of like it.
That's not even Petey Piranha or whatever his name is.
Yeah, that's his Mega or whatever his Super Smash is. So I think it's a possibility we'll see it. I think because Bayonetta 3 was kind of a random thing that just showed up randomly. Although I know that's less of a Nintendo-y title, but I feel like since it's been so long, it's been since last E3, so it's been like a year
Metroid's
and a
gonna
half.
be consoles. They're gonna do a whole direct on Metroid.
Oh yeah, they will. But I feel like Metroid just does not. It doesn't sell as much as everyone thinks it does. It's like the worst selling Nintendo game property of the big ones.
I was gonna say, have you seen ARMS?
Yeah, of the big ones. Yeah, not anymore because ARMS will replace that. But it's not as popular as everyone thinks of it in its mind. Everyone has a high thoughts of Metroid because it got good reviews. It's like
the early ones were so great.
Ever. Yeah, and it's a great game. So I think that's why people think, oh, everyone bought it, but no, not a lot of people bought it, sadly. Anyways, what's also a thought here? What if they don't show Metroid Prime 4, but they show Metroid Prime Trilogy HD?
It's like a precursor, but
we have ready. Metroid Prime 4 is coming. And maybe it's this. Maybe it's Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, and then a little Metroid Prime teaser.
Like what they do with Bayonetta 1 and 2 remakes.
Yeah, here's the HDs, and guess what? We're not done, because they love to do the one more thing. Yeah. They're all about that Apple business. Yeah. So I could see that being huge. That would make them the thing. So, and it doesn't, in my thing, it won't even be gameplay Metroid Prime 4. It'll just be,
another screen.
It'll be a cutscene. Show the visual look. What is it that we're gonna look? It's a different team. What does this game look like?
It's gonna be like the Master Chief Halo 5.
Yeah,
you know, him wearing the dusty shawl.
Exactly. Yeah, just kind of a nice, really cool Samus thing, which people will freak out and scream and love.
Yeah,
and there you go.
Like a little school.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. Prediction number 2: Rocksteady finally shows their game. So Rocksteady was predicted to show their game at E3. It hasn't come. Everyone knows there's a Rocksteady game.
Is this the Avengers game?
So they thought it was an Avenger game, but now people are thinking it's actually a Superman game.
An open world Superman?
Yeah, similar vein as Batman.
I hope it's Avengers.
It's been 3.5 years apparently since the last Batman game. I mean, this is they're at the level of a game should be here sometime.
Yeah.
I mean, and they have a decent enough engine. The last Batman wasn't an ugly Batman game. It was pretty.
Yeah.
Especially since it was like one of the first games on the consoles, I think. It was close. It was like a year in or maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
So I think it's I don't know.
I was
it's a
actually
possibility
excited for the Avengers thing.
Yeah.
That was something I was interested in.
So I think Avengers has actually done. Oh, I think it was Justice League that people were thinking. Avengers is being done by someone else.
Yeah.
Can't remember who.
Then never mind. I'm not excited for Rocksteady.
Well, Rocksteady, they make the Batman. Did you not like Batman's?
I don't really play comic book games.
Ah, man. It's weird.
My issue with Batman.
What is wrong with Batman?
It's that same repetitive combat.
Dude, that combat is one of the best ones. It's like what all
I
of
hate
their
the
games copied.
It's smooth like butter.
Yeah,
okay?
dude. It's so
smooth,
good.
but I don't like the repetitive part of it. That's
Just the
why I
one
didn't like
button
Shadows
prowls?
of. I don't like Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
He
It's
doesn't
just
like
not
fun. He doesn't
It's
like
not
fun.
fun to me.
gotcha.
I'd rather chuck a Pokeball at the screen for 20 hours.
Because that's fun. Because those are mechanics we can
Because
get
that's
down.
not repetitive at all.
No.
That's not pressing the same button over and over.
Please don't listen to Sawyer about repetitiveness.
He just contradicts himself at every turn.
On that one, I'm not sure. I think it would be fine to do, but
Yeah,
does the Game Awards have the clout to show this big Superman
I think they
game?
do now.
You think so? We're thinking we're getting there.
I think because Rocksteady it's
It's popular,
pretty high tier,
Yeah.
but they're not the big AAA titles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't even think other than Batman. What have they done?
That's I mean,
that
they did old games that we would probably know. Like they might have done Kane and those kind of games. What the frick? Kane and Lynch? No. Anyways, they've been around, but it's not. But they're
because that's
most
all I can
known.
think
They're
is-
most
of
known
is
as that
Batman.
one. Yeah, they were mostly like 8 games until Batman, basically. So they were like the midways and the 2K games back in the day. Anyways, another one is BioShock will return. Because we haven't seen it for a long time. The new team is doing it, and people think that
No more.
they kind of want to show off what this new team can do. They want to get away from the old team's thing. They're like, hey, look at us. Do you think that would be any good?
I mean, yes, but at the same time, like I'm at a point right now with games where we have enough technology, we have enough money. I want to see some risks.
Yeah, I would like to see some change.
I want
less
to.
sequels.
I am sick and tired of playing Halo, Call of Duty,
yeah,
Assassin's Creed,
Gears of War.
Gears of
I
War.
would say Battlefield, but no one's playing that.
I've heard,
Bird. Yeah.
heard it's garbage.
So yeah, I would also like to see new things, but if it's coming, sure. I mean, this is about as likely, I think, as the Superman game.
Yeah.
It's actually probably less likely because I haven't heard a thing
Like,
about
to
it.
be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Superman.
Yeah.
Rocksteady's only done Batman pretty much. By the
Yeah,
way.
but I would prefer that release over a new BioShock, which I love BioShock.
Yeah.
But give me something I haven't played in
Yeah.
20 years.
I respect BioShock, not my kind of game.
I feel like
'Cause it
BioShock.
scares you.
It's too suspenseful.
Well, and I think, to be honest, it's going to be hard to beat the first one. I mean, even in Infinite, I didn't play Infinite, but what I've heard and seen, it didn't touch that one. Left 4 Dead 3
yeah.
comes in there. The reasoning for that is there's hints and stuff of Half-Life 3, blah, blah, blah. And Valve says they're trying to get back into games. They're starting with a card game, which apparently is really good, called Artifact. I'm not into card games, but there's something for you.
Like a Hearthstone type battle game?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Done by the guy that made basically card games what they are. I think the guy that did Magic.
I
Yeah.
think it was. Yeah.
Okay.
So the guy that basically knows card games. So apparently it's really good. But people obviously will have a lot of hope for Half-Life 3 and all those. But Left 4 Dead 3, people would be fine with whatever
what I
they
want.
make. Yeah.
I don't care about Half-Life 3. Give me Left 4 Dead 3.
And this is actually a perfect time for Left 4 Dead 3. It's like the time in video games where multiplayer things are more popular now.
Yeah.
And like that kind of communication with friends is more popular than it ever was during that time period. during that time period, it was like more single player. Multiplayer was coming in its own, but it was mostly Call of Duty's party and Call of Duty's party.
Yeah.
I mean, really, no one else. Halo on occasion.
Yeah, and that's a sequel or an additional game because it's a little different.
Yeah.
4-player co-op.
Yeah, it's
something to break away from the natural multiplayer.
And it would be nice to see what Valve would do with the survival horror now.
Yeah.
Especially with what has changed in survival horror. It's completely different than it used to be. There's a lot more mechanics where you build and all that stuff. It'd be interesting seeing what Left 4 Dead would be now.
Oh, man.
Would it be an act thing still? Like a movie? Like those were set up like movies. Would that be still part of it? And if it is that way, I would love it to be more than 4 maps.
Yeah.
Because
doesn't matter how long the map is.
Yeah, they still feel like the same thing, and you can only do it so much. And then the replayability got a little old.
Yeah.
Especially when you know where everyone was. And yes, it kind of flew. They changed it a little bit because they had that director, which was cool. But even that would be cool to see what the director does now.
Yeah.
With that new technology. I just would like to see Valve do something more than just do Steam anymore. Like, these guys are one of the best video game makers ever, and they just left, just because, money's cool. So, I'm like...
Let's make a Steam box. We don't want money anymore.
It doesn't matter. They could throw it to
go
convert
through the jugular.
Yeah. Anyways.
I just want you to imagine, though, Left 4 Dead 3, 4K, 60 frames, running through the dark.
Still running on the Half-Life 2 engine.
But the smoker just all of a sudden from nowhere,
yeah,
that tongue or whatever it is, reaches out, grabs you, and pulls you away.
It'd be nice, really, to be honest. It would be nice to see a new engine, because that Half-Life engine has run its course,
maybe
gentlemen.
That's what's taking them so long. They're making a new one.
I doubt it, but it'd be nice.
They purchased a new one.
Yeah, probably. And below, the Xbox winner of Arcade is a new thing. So remember Summer of the Arcade?
Yeah.
So it's coming back.
Well, no, not really.
Okay, back in the Xbox 360,
nobody ever
they
touched
had it. Oh, I did.
Summer of
Arcade, the Xbox 360. It's like way old. It's like when the Xbox 360 first started.
I don't remember.
It was like it was like 5 indie games that they chose. Anyways, they're doing the same thing. Some of the best ones were on there, like Shadow Complex and stuff like that. But the indie games back then weren't as good as they are now, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Shadow Complex was fun.
Yeah. But Below is made from, I can't remember who it is.
Wasn't that the Inside guys or?
No, it might be. But I felt like it was the guys that did like a phone game that was super popular. God, what is it called? It's so weird.
Phone game?
Yeah, and it's pixelated graphics. Anyways,
Pokemon Go.
No, I can't remember it. But I'm pretty sure it's... Anyways, the people who made this game, it's like a high-tier indie company. And Below has been teased since Xbox One has been announced almost. So people have been waiting for years. And they keep saying, well, it's coming. And so they're thinking this will be the first showcase of the winter of Arcade. That seems likely. If you're going to show something of your Arcade series that you're rekindling again, might as well make it from one of the best indies that's been making this game for years. So I could see that happening. So those are the main ones that they're thinking. They also think it's just a possibility because, let's see, Anuma, the guys who make Zelda, said basically, what do you think about Skyward Sword coming to the Switch at a concert series that's been going around the world? And do you guys think that's a possibility that would show up here? Like a Zelda Skyward Sword thing? I know, so neither of you guys actually played it, right?
No, I never.
You've just heard of it.
One.
I've watched playthroughs.
Yeah.
It is actually not that bad. It actually is one of my favorite Zeldas. I'd say top 5.
It looks good. It controls terribly, is what everyone says.
If you're into dungeon
graphics, maybe if they updated the graphics, I felt like a lot of people complained about that.
If it was HD, those graphics would be fine. It's a similar graphic palette to like Wind Waker. Wind Waker's way prettier because it's more vibrant, less painterly. But I think it will look good in HD. So it's an obvious thing. You have the controllers that will do the whole motion thing.
Yeah.
No,
so I think it's fine.
They got to make it for the Pro controller.
No,
They need to get away from the
I would
motion.
really like to have it so you do the slicing. So it's so hard because like the mechanics were so 1-to-1 with all the people you battled were based on how you slice. It wasn't slice and dice like all the other ones. I really liked the fighting. It felt better than the other ones because it was less A and it was more strategic. It was more one-on-one battles rather than multiple people battles. And you were trying to figure out, okay, do I hit them here? Where's their weak part? The boss battles are way better than any of the others.
Yeah.
Like it has some of the best boss battles, and the dungeons are some of the best. So if you're into dungeons and boss battles and basically all those old Zelda tropes, those are some of the best here. The problem is the open world is the worst here. And I think that's why people hate it so much, is you're flying around in the clouds. You think that'd be fine, but it feels worse than Wind Waker, where Wind Waker you had the ocean as the spaces in between the places you were going. And it doesn't feel like a cohesive world. It feels like you go into these kind of like cloud holes and go down into the world. Anyways, it's not very fun. The open world is very bad. But as far as like the dungeons and the world before the dungeons, it's fine.
I just like cloud holes. I'm still chuckling at that one.
So here's my issue with them keeping the motion controls.
Yeah.
If they're going to remake them, I would want them to remake it so it's timeless.
Yeah, I got
So
you. So
put in
it
the
keeps
effort to
going.
make it.
Yeah.
So in a decade, when they remake it again to keep it alive, that they're going to be able to have it there.
Yeah.
Instead of what happens if there's no motion controls?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. With
And so-
Nintendo, it probably will never happen, but yeah.
I mean, who knows? We might be all in VR and all motion
Yeah,
control.
that's true.
And so,
So-
in order to
We'll
make
be
it
in the
timeless, I
Matrix.
think they
Yeah.
at least need to make it Pro Controller compatible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they want to keep the motion controls, let that be there too.
And I
Have
mean,
the
maybe what you
choice.
do with the battling there is just use the right stick as the sword. I don't know how you would do it, but it would be interesting to see how that game is made. It makes sense to me that this would show up at the Game Awards also. I mean, maybe not if I said it, maybe not if the Metroid thing happens. That seems a lot from Nintendo. But
Yeah.
if the Metroid thing doesn't happen, I do see this happening because it's kind of, well, why even say anything about it? First of all, that's weird. And it's like, here, I'm going to tease this thing to this audience that loves Zelda. Oh, for jokes and fun giggle times, especially when all the other games have already been HD'd. You got Wind Waker's in HD, you got Twilight Princess in HD.
Yeah.
The last one of that series of new games, from the GameCube and Wii era
Skyward.
is Skyward. So just freaking, why not just make it? Especially when we know it will be an easy looking, pretty game. Like it's just going to look pretty on the Switch.
Skyward's probably the hardest one to remake, though.
It will be hard control wise, but I think otherwise it will be the easiest thing they do. Clear it up, HD it, and you're done. HD assets and it's done. But I don't make a video game, so it's probably not that easy. But anyways,
Theoretically.
yeah, I could see
Theoretically,
that.
it's easy.
Yeah, theoretically.
Yeah, forget programming.
Yeah,
and-
screw you guys. Dragon Age also is rumored to be coming. So that might be another announcement.
I want an HD collection.
Oh, you just want a collection? No, you don't even want a new Dragon Age game?
I haven't beat Inquisition yet. I want an HD collection.
My problem with this idea that Dragon Age is going to be announced is just that I thought in like 2 months you're going to get Anthem, which is made by BioWare. So it seems weird that you would like...
Different teams.
Yeah, but even then, why would you even want to suck anything out
player
of
base.
Anthem? Yeah.
Very different games.
Yeah, I know that.
They don't
but
share
even
too much
it doesn't
of an
matter.
audience.
Not for well, we don't know yet. It might not. It might not be.
Unless
We
you're
haven't
flying
played it.
around as Iron Man in Dragon Age. I think it's a very different audience.
Well,
They did
as
have
far
the Blood
as far
Dragon
as that
armor.
goes, yeah. But I'm sure, like Mass Effect and Dragon Age, that audience, got together in some way. Even if you
that
dislike
was
the
the
two.
BioWare audience that bought everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That same audience is going to buy Anthem games.
They're gonna buy everything.
yeah. So
They bought the last Mass Effect.
Okay. The last
Let's go
match.
on to that.
People give so much garbage on that game, but genuinely, it's fun.
yeah,
They just needed to finish it before they put it out.
it's a nice 8.
See, the
It's
first
not
time
like
I
the
played it,
nine-
I didn't run
9 or
into
10, yeah.
I didn't run into glitches.
Yeah.
And
So
then I
it's
started replaying it like last month
Uh-huh.
or so, and that's when
and
I was like,
came back.
oh,
You're like, oh, this is.
I don't
ugly.
remember this stuff happening before.
Maybe
but
you're
it's-
just in love. Had those rose tinted.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but
Anyway,
Andromeda was,
Yeah.
for the most part, fun.
I need to try it, but I have it. Just need to try it.
I just
It
hope
wasn't complete garbage.
BioWare puts out some good games.
I
They
would
could keep
personally,
the faith.
I would see
Yeah.
I would see Anthem here. It's a couple of months before. Just show like a little clip of something. I don't know, but I don't know.
I think they've shown a lot on that already, though.
Yeah.
Oh
they
no, they
showed-
have shown a lot, but there's a
So
few
there-
things
There's
that I'm sure they
not
could
much
show.
more they could show. They've already
Yeah.
shown.
They haven't showed much of the hub world or any of that.
No.
The first person stuff. They
I
haven't
don't
showed any of the
think
shopping or any of
anyone
that
wants to
stuff.
See that.
It's so different though. It's like all of a sudden
I
it's like
guess if
first
you play
person.
Smash Bros, then you're interested.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, dude, if they can
the
make
options
yeah,
menu,
yeah, if they
then
can,
yeah.
if you can milk that shiz. Anyways, so anything else you would think that's going to be showing up? Any other
Destiny.
predictions you would like to see?
Oh, don't talk about Destiny.
Destiny's gonna be there. I'll
you
tell
just
that
you
right
just think like another expansion.
now. They're gonna talk. They'll talk about their winter festival.
Gotcha. And I feel like
That and their other expansion comes out. I think it comes out next week, if not the week after. So they're obviously gonna talk about it.
and Nintendo might show a few more expansions for their own games.
Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. Woo!
Yeah,
Expansions.
They might show even things for Mario, which is like totally obvious. Make frickin' another world in Odyssey.
I think that's,
Why wouldn't you do that?
that's a lot more obvious in Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon's not happening.
Yeah, Pokemon. You could add
You're not getting
more
DLC.
Lohan.
They already have
Are
they
their
all there?
logins. Yeah.
Okay, so there's only like
There's a
5.
handful of them.
Okay, yeah. So, anyways, that's it. Thanks for listening, y'all. Adios.